Alrighty, we're back on more Warframe today. I'll be going to keep uploading Warframe for a little bit because these are just my best performing videos. I still do have other variety content planned. I'll get to it whenever I get to it. But quick little progress update on Warframe. I have 40 items ready to claim. One time I actually had over 100 items ready to claim, but I've got a lot of weapons built and ready for claiming whenever I get to leveling, because I'm just going to do a whole leveling spree. Because while I have 561 plat, I still need a lot more weapon slots. Now, if you're just like a regular player, I recommend just dismantling any weapon that you don't really care about. But for me, I want to keep a variant of every weapon. Ideally, the best variant. If there's a base variant and another variant of a weapon, I'll get rid of the base variant, but keep the special variants. That's what I've been doing so far. So what I've done is I've gotten a lot of the, I think I've gotten all the detonite injector weapons built, and then I've gotten all the field drawn weapons built as well. Now I just need to work on getting all the mutagen mass weapons built. Now the good news is that I found out there was another method to get mutagen mass, because for the longest time I thought that you could only build it, which you get one mutagen mass for 12 hours, and you can also get it from invasions, but you only get one or two at a time, and that takes a while if you just do invasions. But the other method is that it can actually drop from Fortuna bounties on the tier 4 bounty. So I'm going to check here in a minute if it's in rotation currently. Besides that, I've been working on some of the adversary weapons. I got the Kuva Grattler. It's rank 30 right now. I'm going to worry about doing all the Forma levels later on, because that's going to take a while. I need to stock up on Forma for that, and that's going to take me some plat probably. And then also I've been getting some more live heart cells. What I plan to do is pretty much get all the heart cells kind of stocked up, do all the Kuva and Tenet weapons, just get those put into my foundry at least. The problem with the Koda weapons is that they go straight into your arsenal instead of going to your foundry, where you can kind of just backpack them. And besides that, I've not been on too much else. Still no Lotto Vandal barrel, you know, day 389, still not getting it. That's a completely made up number. Oh, it sucks. So let me see if this mutagen mass is in rotation or not. Now, I made a video a few months ago. I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago at this point, and I was kind of talking about how I feel about the current state of Destiny 2 and how Warframe feels to me. Now, I actually have a ton of hours on Warframe. My in-game hours are pretty different. I think that's because the in-game hours are counted as actually time in missions, and there's actually quite a few things that you can do outside of missions. I also have this game up whenever I'm like editing videos and such. There, I do a lot of testing in the simulacrum as well, because it scratches my brain a lot. Okay, currently it's detonite injector, so not doing that. I think after that is field drawn, so not going to get mutagen mass for about 3 hours. But my Destiny 2 playtime is less than Warframe, although I think my in-game actual mission playtime is more. There's no way for me to check that. I guess for now I'll just work on Descendia. Why not? Make sure that audio is not enabled, yes, because if I accidentally talk in voice chat while recording a video, that I go hide in my corner in my room for a couple years probably. But despite my Destiny 2 playtime being less, I've always had more passion for it. It's brought me higher peaks, but worse lows than Warframe. And typically I'm pretty up to date on it. I'm always there for like day 1 releases of content. Even though the game's like a love-hate relationship, it's, you know, a ton of passion. But recently I have not really been playing much Destiny 2. Normally I would kind of get a mix of Destiny 2 and Warframe. I know people kind of like to butt heads over their games. You know, Warframe's better, oh, Destiny better, oh, Warframe sucks, oh, Destiny sucks. As someone that's played both a fair bit, I found value in both. If I'm bored of one, I can just play the other. If I'm bored of the other, I can just play the other one. But recently, whether you're a Warframe player or a Destiny player, you know that Destiny has not been doing too hot. The previous major expansion, Edge of Fate, just really the content it provided was fine, I think. Like the campaign was alright, story was pretty decent. It was kind of rough in the first half, but in the second half it got pretty good. The raid was nice. Problem was, that's kind of about all that I gave. Like, there was not much content besides that. The other content was pretty much base game changes. They added the portal system, and people really did not enjoy that, myself included. Leveling was a lot more of a grind, which is not necessarily an issue, but it's an issue when the most efficient way to grind leveling is downright boring. And also when you don't even get a whole lot more for actually reaching max level. Like, they introduced the tiered weapon system, and really there is a difference between tier 5s and tier 1s, of course, but you can still do completely fine with just tier 1s. You know, you don't need tier 5s. Now, does that mean that you don't want tier 5s? No, pretty much everyone wants tier 5s, which was an issue of it, with having to spend just countless hours doing a very boring activity in order to reach the tier 5 5 levels. Obviously, average player did not enjoy that, myself included. I got to level 400 when the max was 450, and I pretty much called it there. That was enough grinding. That was all that I could handle. Now, if leveling instead just gave, like, I don't know, cool cosmetics or something, if it wasn't tied to weapon loot, or if there was just a different system, like on your way to the max level, you could still have a chance at getting a tier 5 weapon, it would probably be fine. Really, the bigger issue of the portal, in my opinion, was that it basically soft sunset a bunch of content, and in a bunch of that content was dungeons and raids, which are some of the best content in the game. Oh gosh, I gotta really pay attention to my map when doing this stuff. Why is this thing not working? Did I go the wrong way? Okay, it's being a little bit weird. Okay, I guess it's just a little bit buggy right there. But more of the story, for Destiny 2, a lot of the game just kind of got irrelevant. You would really only play majority of the content actually in the game if it was your first time ever playing it. And then we've got the mid-season update, which was Ash and Iron, and the activity brought to that was pretty dull, pretty bland, pretty boring. Not exactly that fun to run. Obviously, there are still, some people that probably did enjoy it, and that's completely fine. I understand there are subjectives. A lot of the stuff is objectives, just opinions, but there are common opinions, and the common opinion was that Portal not good, Ash and Iron activity not too good, and then there was also the exotic mission, which normally exotic missions are pretty good, but this one was kind of just underwhelming for the most part. Have not even played it. I've only watched people play it because I'm just not interested in playing it. So more time goes by. There's the Halloween event that came out that was apparently pretty good, but again, I did not really play it because I was not too interested. And then more time goes by and Renegades, the next DLC, launched, and from what I've heard and seen, it looks pretty good. Like, it actually looks like the content that's in it is completely fine. Not much issues with it. Pretty much the main complaint that I heard would be just that for the campaign, the activity got a little repetitive. Besides that, story was good and the activity was at least fun. The weapons that were introduced are very cool. Like, I remember to use my roar. Actually, I'm too auto-focused on trying to get my thoughts out, but the moral is that Renegades seem to be pretty good. Now, this was the Star Wars expansion. People were, kind of mixed on whether it being Star Wars that would ruin the identity of Destiny 2. My thought always has been, if it's fun, then I don't care. And it seems like Renegades is fun for people that played it, but the problem that you kind of get into afterwards is, well, after you done all the Renegades content, there's not really much else to do. Maybe you get the new weapons, and that's about it. Not a lot of in-game content to get into. But again, for me, I actually did not play Renegades, and I actually pre-ordered Renegades because I always pre-order the full year of Destiny 2 content. So I actually own Renegades, and I have not played it at all, because honestly, I just have not been interested in playing Destiny as of late. I think the last time I played it was shortly before Ash and Iron, which was in September, I believe. Now, of course, that's not the worst thing ever, because typically, if I'm tired of a game, I can just take a break. After 2 or 3 months, I get the itch to play again, and I come back, and then I have more fun. And I've done that with Destiny 2 a few times. I've taken, 2 or 3 month breaks, come back, and enjoy my time again. Although this time is that I'm not getting that itch, and it's been 4 or 5 months now. Now, there's also just a lot of uncertainty about the future of Destiny 2 and really the future of Bungie, because they've been working on Marathon and no one really knows how that's going to go. There was the recent Marathon Vidoc that seems like Marathon's doing better, but don't actually know how well it'll do until it actually releases. I don't know what the public sentiment is of Destiny Marathon, because there was a whole controversy earlier last year now. Actually, I was wanting to say earlier this year, but no, it's actually last year now. We're in 2026. Gotta remember that. But the controversy being the stolen art thing, which was, definitely not good. I definitely do not condone that. Really, no one should be defending that. But do people care that happened now at this point? Are they holding a grudge the entire time? I don't know. I'm not interested in Marathon just because it's an extraction shooter. I don't really care much for that genre. I don't care much for battle royales. Honestly, I've not been much of a PvP player for, I don't know, I think it's been a couple years at least. I typically get like, a little itch to play a PvP game here and there. Like, I had an itch a little over a year ago, before it was around the time Marvel Rivals launched. I played some Marvel Rivals to satisfy that itch, had my fun, and then stopped playing Rivals. I don't think Rivals got bad or anything for me. I just think, I satisfied an itch and was good. Now, I think for Destiny and Bungie, I think worst case is just that Marathon comes out, doesn't do well. There's probably gonna be some layoffs then, and then Marathon Marathon probably gets shut down. I don't think Destiny would get shut down. I think they would just be all hands on deck on Destiny. That would be the only thing they have. Now, I'm not really cynical. I don't know what the word for it is, but I'm not really like hoping Bungie fails. Like I don't have a hate boner for Bungie or Destiny or Marathon. Like I still am very passionate about Destiny. I want it to do well, and even if you're not interested in Destiny, even if you don't care for it, you should still at least hope that it does well for others' sake. Because really, if Destiny's good and Warframe's good, the only people that are winning are the players. Also, on the flip side, I have been enjoying Warframe a lot more this year. I've really made a ton of progress. I decided to do a bunch of the main quests and side quests. I got them all done. I've actually been working on mastery grinding, because before coming back, I keep wanting to say this year when it's now the previous year. Dang it, man. But in 2024 and years prior, I was not too interested in mastery grinding. Really, I'd only play if someone else wanted me to play. I did not find too much enjoyment playing solo. I'd get a little bit bored. I didn't really know what to do that I wanted to do. But in spring of 2025, I actually did the game solo a bit more. I got done with all the quests and found out that they really have added a lot more in recent years. They've really improved the game a lot from what I remember it as. I mostly remember like the years prior to, I think, 2020 and like just the new war. And what that was there was no Steel Path, there was no Railjack, there was no Elite Archimedia, there were no Archon shots, there were no Kuva Liches, there were no Tenant Sisters, there were no Technocyte Coda. Really, the game felt kinda empty. It wasn't necessarily a bad game, it just seemed empty. And all I would really do back then was I got through most of the main quests and then just went into relic missions, and that was it. There was still, the daily sorties that you could do, which I don't really ever bother to do. I don't think I'm exactly missing out on much. Maybe I'll start doing them a bit more after I finish the mastery grind, because after I'm done mastery grinding, I don't quite know what I'm going to do besides, new content. We'll just have to see when the time comes. I really cannot emphasize enough how much better Warframe has actually gotten in recent years. Some people tend to say that, oh, Warframe's always been better than Destiny 2. That's not exactly the case. Warframe really had quite the dark ages. I remember one of the worst times was Operation Scarlet Spear. That was that was something.
All right, hello and welcome everyone. So today we are going to talk about Shit Show Spear. Scarlet.
Railjack was also really rough on launch. Balance was all over the place. I know that, the game's pretty easy now. You could definitely say there's a ton of power creep. Before, there was just a bunch of nerfs to stuff that was fun that people really didn't want to happen. It really felt like opinions were not being heard. Criticism was not being heard. That's changed a lot in recent years. DE started listening to community a bunch more. Actually been taking feedback and improving the game, which is always great to see. Destiny 2 is pretty up and down. Like, Bungie doesn't exactly ignore feedback. They're just not always the best at doing what we actually want to happen. I get it. There's a bunch of voices out there. People don't all share the same opinion. But I think the current issue with Destiny 2 right now is just kind of a lack of content. I don't think the quality of content is bad. I think there's just not much going on. Now, Warframe does not exactly have a ton of content coming out each year. Like, I think Destiny does have more content come out each year than Warframe. But on the other side, Warframe is all free. So, it makes sense for Warframe to not release as much content. Man, I don't even have I don't even have an arcane on this Furious, and it still just melts. You can just tap fire them and then they die. What? Oh, okay. Part of this might be... Actually, I don't know if I'm buffed by much here. Like, I do have Roar. Well, maybe it was active, maybe it wasn't right there. But I'm not making this video to, like, dance on Destiny's grave or anything like that, or hope for its grave. Because really, I'm making this because I care a lot about Destiny. Even though I have less playtime on Destiny than Warframe, it's given me much higher peaks than Warframe has, personally. Like, I remember the Forsaken era of Destiny, and that was one of the best times of my life, I would probably say. Now, am I quitting Destiny? Probably not. I don't really think I can fully quit it with not exactly just the time that I've put into it, but just, again, I have too much passion to quit it exactly. I can take breaks, but I can't really quit it. Also, taking a break now doesn't really feel too bad, because they started putting previous season passes available to complete. So if you miss a season pass in a previous timeline, how am I saying this timeline? Like, why are we time travelers?
I have no idea what you're talking about. The space-time continuum is fine.
If you missed a previous season pass in the past, you can complete it now. You do have to have owned the season pass before, or you can buy it now. But basically, you don't really have to worry about, oh, this one sounds nice. You don't have to worry about FOMO too much, which is always good. I will say I am completely tired of FOMO. This ain't just for Destiny, this is for just every game. FOMO might be good for the dedicated players, it keeps them playing more, sure. FOMO is bad for the less dedicated players. It can be a pull for the dedicated players, but it can be a push for the non-dedicated players. Kind of makes it hard to really want to invest into a game when you see that it has season passes that expire and whatnot. That's one thing that's, I'll say that's good about Helldivers 2. Their war bonds do not expire. Although I gotta say, I know we talk about, Destiny management, Warframe management, who's good, who's bad. I will say at least Destiny's management is not like Helldivers 2 management. I mean, what the heck is going on over there? Like whenever I see a YouTube video on Helldivers 2, it's pretty much always bad news. I don't know what are you guys doing over there? Seems like Helldivers 2 players have the best game ever, but with the worst management ever. I know I'm not exactly one to talk much being a Destiny 2 player, but actually no, screw you. I am one to talk because I've seen this happen before in my game. Destiny 2 was once goated, but then management just, puts it all over the place. So to the Helldivers 2 community, all I say is you are going to be on one heck of a roller coaster for who knows how long. Like Warframe, it's been pretty stable, I think, in recent years. Not too much of like crazy peaks, but not really downturns. There's not that low where you're like, oh man, game sucks or whatever. It's over. Oh, we're so back. So all of a sudden, it's kind of okay. We're good. But man, Helldivers 2 community, I feel bad for you guys. You're getting the experience that I have felt with Destiny 2. Good game ruined by poor decisions. They pull you in with the good gameplay, and then they kick you in the groin with poor decisions. Oh, there's a tank down here? I didn't even know that would happen. Wait, when has this happened? Oh, this is new. I'm used to it being Naira or one of the Archons. Can I breach charge it? Honestly, it's pretty hilarious for a tank to be down here. So yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about my current thoughts on Destiny 2. I still care for a game a lot, still want it to do well, still want Bungie to do well. Game being bad always sucks for everyone. Even if you got a hate boner, you should at least still recognize that the game being good is good for other people, and typically good for competition. I mean, look at my Rivals in Overwatch. Two communities that butt heads as well, but Rivals really has made Overwatch improve. Now, while I don't play Overwatch or really Rivals anymore, I used to play Overwatch a ton back in the day. That was pretty much my love before Destiny 2, actually. I'm so glad for the Overwatch community for at least getting better treatment recently, that their game is doing better. So I guess in other news, not much going on. Still finishing my resume. I know, sorry to bring up a horror story with you guys, talking about resumes and job applications. I know that's the horror trend of the 2020s. Don't mean to scare you guys so much talking about it, but that's just what's going on currently. Some might try to say that I'm trying to farm with putting Destiny 2 somewhat negativity talk in a Warframe video. To that I say, well, look right here. It don't matter. I can't farm. Pretty much I just make YouTube videos of me playing games and talking about stuff. I've made the one video that I've actually tried putting like a ton more effort into editing, that being the review, my channel guy, Bongo Cat. Spent a bit of time actually editing that. It was fun to edit. It's not exactly what I want to do every time. I probably will make more videos like that in the future. For now, I just kind of want to take it easy. I don't feel like videos need to have crazy editing to actually do decently. I think that really you just got to be a likable person. If you got that, then you're good. You can make interesting videos. Still think one of my favorite parts of making videos so far has just been actually making thumbnails. But sometimes I'll make a thumbnail and then kind of just chuckle at it. Also, I feel like my channel has not actually been doing that bad, because I've heard, at least from some people, where it can take them like a few years to even reach 1,000 subscribers. I've not been uploading that long, and I'm already at 334-ish, 332 I think right now at the time that I'm recording this. So not actually too bad. If I want to be able to monetize my channel, then I need to get, I think it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public hours of watch time. Maybe I'll hit that this year, maybe not. I'll have to see how things go. I know I'm kind of just rambling on right now. I'm just rambling some until we finish this Descendia. We've only got 2 more waves to go. I need to deposit this stuff. This is one problem that I kind of have while trying to talk thoughts. I don't exactly pay too much attention to my gameplay. I kind of just go auto auto. I was thinking about playing Protea, but when I'm running the temporal augments, I kind of gotta have some focus for those. I really wish her Protea's 4 did not rewind you. I know that is kind of cool, but there's so many times where I accidentally did not cancel the rewind and get sent back like 20 seconds worth of progress. So I'm trying to make for an exit. In terms of other Warframe videos that I have planned, not too much right now. Not too sure what other Warframe content to do. I mean, I could always just do more stuff like this where I just yap about something. Oh, the Hollow Knight playthrough. I'm not finished with that, obviously. I'm not abandoning it either. I still do plan to get it done. Unlike the Fallout 4 playthrough, I pretty much abandoned that Fallout 4 playthrough. I mean, it was not getting like any views. Also, I was just kind of tired after already doing a full Fallout New Vegas playthrough, also of which did not get many views. Like, yeah, I don't care about views too much. Like, I won't sell out for views, but, you know, still do want at least decent views. You know, try to grow a community, whatnot. Like, yeah, I want to get monetized and be able to do YouTube for a living. Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't, really? That's pretty much why I started doing YouTube. Try to be able to do it for a living, but also it's kind of just, well, not kind of, it has really been just fun. Because when I first started uploading in, spring 2024, I stopped after a month, and then around like December of 2024, I kind of started to miss it. Because I don't know, it is kind of special making videos. Even if I'm not doing crazy editing to them, it still is nice to just, I don't know, it's a cool feeling. It's neat to do. Plus, I don't have very many other hobbies. All I really do is watch videos and play games. All that I would do in life is attend school, play games, watch videos, not much else. I always get kind of impressed by people that have many hobbies. Kind of crazy to balance around all that. Like, obviously you don't do the hobbies all the time, but still I just find it impressive that you can kind of like that many things. Like, I guess I do enjoy going in the snow. I love snow. Winter is my favorite time of the year. I also have 3 dogs, and 2 of them really enjoy playing in the snow. I've not really gone sledding in a long time. Same with swimming, actually. I think I kind of just got tired of, not necessarily tired of swimming, but just I kind of grew up and I don't really want to go to a public pool with the kids. I'm not really self-conscious about my body. Like, I don't have like a good build, but I don't have a bad build necessarily. I'm not fat. I'm not built like XQC either, so
Cheeto.
Gosh, where is he? Honestly, if DE could somehow improve this clarity of enemies, that would be nice. Because, man, you can just sometimes lose where they are. I know there's like some settings you can change for your damage numbers clouding up like that. I don't know. I like being able to see the numbers clearly and see exactly how much damage I'm doing. To be fair, the numbers clouding up like that is kind of fun to see. Just burp. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got for now. Whether you love Warframe or hate Warframe, and whether you love Destiny or hate Destiny, just, you know, be kind to each other in the comments. You know, Destiny and Warframe kind of tend to butt heads, but let's just all be nice to each other and hope that the other person's game always does well. You know, you can dislike Bungie, I'll allow that, but, you know, let's not attack the community. As someone that plays both normally, I see value in both, and, you know, both are nice to have. So that's all for now. See you in whatever I do next.